Hello, everybody. I am Diane Caney and I'm reading you The Magic Time Pirates, Book 3 of the Marescimar Chronicles by Jax Matrix and Toll Dew, with some help from Solomon Dew and Diane Caney. This book is copyright 2019, although large parts of the story were written in 1998. Now, the dedication is this book is for you, and our hope is that after reading it, you'll begin to imagine the best of all lives for yourself. We're starting with chapter -11, The Day After, written by Jax Matrix and Toll Dew. When Miguel's birthday eve party finished at breakfast time, on the New Year's Day that was Miguel's 1111th birthday, Darling Jones ushered everyone onto Marescimar's beach for a magical breakfast. Darling is the kindest pink flamingo you'll ever meet, and she loves to make feasts. It's her favourite thing in all It's her favourite thing in all the universes that have ever existed. We don't want to waste the day, she chirruped, rushing about, so Angel has given me permission to give you all the most magic of all carrot juice, totally wake up croissants, and blast of beastly energy blackberry jam. From the beach's sand wafted up the scent of vanilla and cherries and fruitcake with rum. It was such a magical beach. Everyone at Marescimar loved it. After breakfast, everybody swam and danced some more and lazed on the sand and talked and laughed until bedtime, and then they crashed. Almost everyone slept until noon on the day after New Year's Day, but their sleep was full of the happiest dreams, and when they shared them, they all found that they'd had the same dream, one of peace and parties and immense happiness. It was so good. On the evening of the day after New Year's Day, Angel suggested that Miguel invite his students and some of his Marescimar friends to a tea party in Angel's observatory. Darling had decked it out with starry bunting, holograms of comets and shooting stars, and other spangly wonders. She rushed about serving hot chocolates, licorice all sorts, and Noesis ice cream in the best waffle cones. Everyone thought, even though only about 20 people were meant to attend, word got around and soon there were more than 50 friends in the room. Miguel's club members were all there, Teep, Duster, Mouse and Milo. Miguel's wheelchair club members were all there, Teep, Duster, Mouse and Milo. Blizzard was talking to Mouse, and she looked like she was in heaven. "How often do you lot meet?" asked Blizzard. "Most weeks," said Mouse. "Miguel wants us to learn to be strong and kind and to have courage, and never to give up," added Milo. "Can anyone be part of the group?" asked Sky, joining Blizzard. "Of course," said Mouse. "We'd be honoured to have you. You're at times, and I've lived with great fear in the past, so I'd love to learn more about how to be strong and kind." Blizzard smiled at Sky, Mouse and Milo. Miguel looked peaceful and happy, sitting in a big enchanted chair. It was the shape of years younger. Angel stood by the enormous doors of the observatory and said, "Cheers." "Right," said Miguel. "I want to talk today because many of you have asked if you note from Jax. If you don't know about that, read Time Wizard." "Well, I was often grumpy over the past 1,000 years, but there are many reasons for a person to become grumpy, so please, everyone can be strong and brave and kind, and being kind is one of the strongest and bravest things." Miguel asked if he might hold Darling for a moment. Darling blushed, but then agreed. Miguel held the Darling nodded her head. Miguel lowered Darling and gave her a warm embrace before putting her back on the ground. He said, Miguel, I don't know if all of you know, but when you become a time wizard and a kindness wizard, so I think we'll keep her here at Marescimar. Darling gurgled. I like. What's a magic time pirate? Asked Sky. Miguel laughed. All right, he said. So much interest. Now, let's just say that magic time pirates are incredibly skilled at finding stolen time and returning it to its owner. Okay, I still don't really get it, said Sky. Let's get going with the story, said Miguel, and then by the time we finish, I'll ask if you have any questions left. How does that sound? Excellent, said Sky, sitting down next to Minnow, Ben, and Frank. All right, said Miguel. We'll start tonight, but it might take many nights to finish. Who's up for it? Yes, and we are, and yay, shouted everyone in the observatory. Good, said Miguel. Everybody find an enchanted chair, and if you don't have one, imagine one into being. Come on, it's the least you can do as beginner kindness wizards. Just need to change that as beginner kindness wizards. You never know when you or a friend might need an enchanted chair. Everyone scrambled for one of Jax's special chairs, but when there weren't any left, Jax stood with little groups of people until everybody had imagined an enchanted chair into being. There were red ones, blue, the colour of all the galaxies. Some had stars, some were overflowing with holographic oceans or jungles, some shone like the sun, others glowed with the magic of the moon, and still others were full of ice and lava, especially those imagined by ice witches. Well done, said Miguel. Now tonight we're being joined by two special visitors, Toll Dew and Petrol Shearwater. There was a roar of happiness from everyone in the room. Toll and Petrol were legends who'd been living on the Island of Flames to restore magic to the people there and especially to teach children to feel safe again after the prolonged war. Petrol and Toll gave Miguel a big hug each. Toll said, Happy birthday, man. Sorry we missed it. Yes, said Petrol, but we have a gift. Miguel looked surprised and smiled. Petrol gave him a small wrapped box. Inside was a golden brooch of Miguel on his fiery wheelchair. He nodded and smiled at Toll and Petrol. To remind you of all the wonderful times, said Toll. And everything kind you've ever done, whispered Petrol. As Miguel pinned the brooch to his pirate's jacket, he said, Kindness is the thing. Everyone did the same. Miguel raised a fist high into the air. Everyone did the same, and there was a huge roar of approval. Toll then ran across to Solo, and the two embraced for a very long time, and everyone could see they were weeping. Toll is Solo's younger brother. Petrol made her way across the room to Jax's chair, a huge one full of holographic ice and fire. Is there room for me? Petrol asked. Plenty, said Jax, jumping down and hugging Petrol. Look at you, you've grown so much. I can't wait to hear about the changes on the island of Flames. Petrol smiled. Oh, there's so much to tell, she said, so much good. Everyone settled back into their chairs, watching Miguel expectantly. Right, said Miguel. The story I want you all to hear is one of bravery, magic, adventure, rescue, and most of all, kindness. There were murmurs of excitement, and then everyone stopped their oohs and ahs and waited for Miguel to start telling the story. Okay, said Miguel. Now I'm going to need Solomon Dew to tell us about the time he woke up to find a lighthouse in the middle of his lounge room.